What's up, guys? Welcome back on match day. We play Frosinone in the Coppa Italia later tonight. It's a big game for everyone. But let's take the pressure a bit away in this video because there are daily updates, and actually, I've quite a lot to go through. I have Juve trying to potentially somehow hijack the Samardzic deal to Napoli, but not in a way you would expect it. I have an Allegri update on his new potential contract, a KOSTIC update. DJALO Junior Henderson. Yes, I said it well, Henderson. So a lot to go through in this video. So smash that like button, hit that like button. Excuse me. Let's set the goal for this video. Let's set the goal to 80 likes. Everybody is working hard to get me those goals. So thanks everybody because it is helping the channel big time. So 80 likes, hit that like button now, and let's get straight into what is a very weird transfer daily news update ahead of a big game later tonight. I was planning to do an Allegri video because that was the biggest update, even though it was very weirdly timed. And here comes Di Marzio with an even more stranger update on Samardzic. We have been linked with Samardzic for months now. We have, but it seemed, do I want to say clear? It seemed almost obvious that, well, it's not going to happen. We're not going to get Samardzic in January. We're not really in for him. And it's true. We're not in for him in January. And we were like, he's gone. Napoli led Elma's gone. They're struggling. If you look at their team, at their midfield, Zielinski is going. They're not playing well. They're not playing well. They need some help. Somehow they need to find a spark. They need to add some quality in around that team, and it seemed like that's the destination, and it still looks like that's the destination. However, from what I've read so far, there is still a difference with offer and demand. I think Napoli is offering 20 plus bonuses, and Udinese won 25 and plus more and whatever. So it's all over the place. The issue is there's no agreement on the fee. The feeling is they will find an agreement on the fee. The other topic of discussion is Samardzic has not given his approval. And Di Marzio is saying the negotiation for Samardzic's transfer to Napoli is not yet closed. Juve continues to push for him to join in June. And I was like, strange. And then he said the pressure possibly causing hesitation and doubts in giving a definitive approval answer to Napoli. So Di Marzio is basically saying the club, Juve, is telling Samardzic, we're going to go for you in June. So keep that in mind if you want to join Napoli now. It's up to you. We don't have the abilities or the capability to do this transfer now. But if you stick around for a couple of months at Udinese, we will bring you in June. Or in the summer. And that's basically what Di Marzio is suggesting. That Samardzic is now sitting there, and it's like, do I sign for Napoli and take my quote-unquote big move, get a payday and all those things, or do I just play for another 6 months here or 4 or 5 months, whatever, and then join Juve in the summer? That's what it is now. I still have a feeling he's gonna sign for Napoli. I think it's too deep in it now. However, with Inter, it was done, and it collapsed. It was actually done. Medicals booked. Marotto speaking about it. A bit like Schick, not Schick. Yeah, Patrick Schick. Was it? Patrick Schick for us. Even though that was strange. that was wild. That one. He did his medicals and all. That was crazy. And that didn't happen. However, this one is also it feels like it's very close to Napoli, and now this I find it very hard. I don't find it hard to believe that we told them, we will get you into June. I find it very hard to believe for Samardzic now to turn around and be like, you know what, I was focusing on that Napoli move, but I'm actually not going to do it. I'm actually going to sit out. I don't know. It can happen. It's just the feeling of saying no. I think he's just gonna take this opportunity, and if he plays well, he will get a move from Napoli anyway. That's how he sees it. I think, but this is a big thing. There is a big update because I thought, or we all thought, that this deal, this link is just dead in the water completely for now, and even for June, obviously, because he could leave. But that's a big update. So let me know in the comments what you make of that one. If you believe it, if you think this is the right move, you let me know. Now, the topic I was actually going to discuss before the Samardzic news broke is Allegri. It's it comes at a very strange time. That's all I can say. Because okay, it's strange. He's doing well, so maybe in that sense, you're like, okay, it makes a lot of sense, for this news drop now. However, the way I'm looking at it, I'm like, with everything that happened in and around the club, I'm not sure if right now is the opportunity, or like the the idea of the news breaking ideal. It's from Corriere dello Sport, and you might say, "Oh, it's a terrible thing, whatever." They're very pro Juve now because Azzaroni, I don't know what he took, but he looks like a Juve ultra at this moment in time. I have no idea what happened, but he is. And his papers, Sky Italia as well, are saying that Alcon holds a firm belief in Max Allegri's future with Juve, and deems the coach as untouchable. Particularly given the outstanding performance in this season, obviously the club is anticipated to officially confirm Allegri's position for the upcoming season. And then the story went on talking about, maybe extending him and handing him out even more say in the club. Now, that last part I think is weird because you brought in Giuntoli. I think that's a no-go at this moment in time. You brought in a guy, and I think Alcon told Giuntoli, you fix this. You turn this around financially, with help of obviously people who have a better view on the financial situation, but with signings and all those things. So I don't think he's going to hand out Allegri more power. However, it is interesting that this news is coming out because we have had this discussion, I don't know how many times, and we've talked about, is it the right time to move? Is it better for him to actually stay and build on this club? And I had a feeling he's gonna leave, but I still have that feeling. I still have a feeling it will be over at the end of the season somehow. However, when you listen to his last presser pre Frosinone, he feel like it feels no the way he speaks now, it feels like he's a person who regained the willingness to really coach, to prove everybody wrong, to go again, because he was talking about his 400 game on the touchline for you. It was like, I cannot believe I've been at this club for 8 years. I'm matching some legends, Lippi and Trapattoni ahead of me still, but this is amazing. All these things, talking about age, saying I feel okay. He said I feel. A few weeks ago, he said I feel younger. Now he said I feel older. However, I feel more refreshed, basically. So he's speaking like a person who is not gonna leave, as a guy who is very determined to turn this thing around, win, and potentially leave on a high. However, that could be this season. You can win a title. Who knows? It's possible. It's not really highly likely, I'm gonna say. Like it's not everybody's expectation, but you can win, and that's your high, and you can turn around and be like, okay, I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna just wave this away and rest. Basically, I did what I needed to do. I came back to the club. I fixed the issues. Basically, I won the league, and now I'm gone. Like that can still happen, and I don't know. I'm very confused. You get mixed signals, feelings as well. Quotes and news bits, whatever. That's why I'm saying it's a bit odd this timing, because usually these things come out towards the end of the season, and if you're competing after the season, not even towards the end of the season. So let's see how that will go. But it's a big update. It really is a big update, because a couple of days ago there were still Antonio Conte talks, basically. So that's that. Now move on to another big update, potentially, from Gazzetta dello Sport, talking about Kostic leaving in January. Believe it or not. I'm not believing it, but I'm going to read it out. So Filip Kostic has garnered interest from Arab clubs and a potential. Actually, it's Saudi clubs. Like the team's names were Saudi clubs, and a potential transfer in January could materialize if a significant offer were presented. Meanwhile, Juve is contemplating the replacement of Kostic with Federico Bernardeschi. So I think a lot of people reading this were like, ah, like the Klopp meme. I think you can insert the Klopp meme in this for a lot of people. I'd rather keep Kostic and bring Bernardeschi back. That's one. I don't like. This is a very easy story to make. Kostic is gone. Here we come Bernardeschi. It still doesn't make sense because it's not like for like, and Bernardeschi is trash. Like he's awful. Like he's an awful footballer player. Like he's not good. Like he's not good. If Kostic frustrates you as a player, now imagine Bernardeschi. Like just look up the highlights. I'd rather keep Kostic because at least I know he can get me that assist here and there. I don't think he's gonna leave. I think I was watching Juventus and they were discussing it, and yes, Monblano, but everybody on the panel was saying like, there's no way Allegri's gonna let Kostic leave mid-season. Like that doesn't sound right at all. And if those teams were interested in him, they will be interested in him as well in the summer. It's not gonna move away. I just don't see the club, Allegri, whatever, telling Kostic, I'm playing you week in, week out. However, you can leave now. Like that's just not gonna happen. If he was getting split minutes with Junior, I was like, you know what? Maybe. And with Cambiasso there, he can switch. I can see it happening. But he is a starter. So like, it's just not gonna happen, is it? Not mid-season. It is interesting that we're opening Junior talks again. So potentially there's something for the summer to keep an eye on. Because late until the final day of this last summer transfer window, we were trying to sell Kostic. So yes, I don't think he's untouchable, but not mid-season, man. Absolutely not. Like I will be stunned. Like I will be speechless if we sell him mid-January. I really do. So I don't think that's the real one at this moment in time. Quick update on Diallo. From Di Marzio, it's a done deal, he says. I know Fabrizio and all the others are saying still ironing out final details. Di Marzio said medical test next week. We're paying 3.5 million plus potentially 3.5 million in bonuses and 10% on a future sale. So from a free transfer to, we're going to give Lille a small compensation to potentially 7 million and 10%. Now, you might say, just wait for him for a free transfer. He was joining Inter now. Then you can say, he's still not good enough. Let him go to Inter for free. Fair. The club is doing this just to keep a good relationship with Lille because who knows in the future. And Juntali, with Osimhen, he just wants to keep in touch. He wants to keep that feel-good factor with Lille because you never know what's going to be around the corner. Maybe you want a player of theirs, or if they want a player of you, take a player you want off your books, off your hand. Who knows? That's just doing smart business in terms of it's still cheap and you make Lille happy. You keep that good feeling, that good relationship with the club. In the future, you need one of their players. Lille will be like, okay, we can work with you guys. Even though I'm just saying, Man U is offering 50 million for a player. You're offering 45. We remember what you did for Diallo. We will make it work. We will see. We will give you for 45, or maybe with a bonus or whatever. We will give you favorable payment installments. That's what the club is doing. So I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not gonna complain. It's still cheap. It's still. We don't know what the bonuses is. Maybe it's play 50% of the game in his first season, because of the injury. Like, we don't know what the bonuses are as well. So that's sad. So I'm fine with it. But according to Di Marzio, it's a done deal. Now, the weird news, and it gets weirder, and actually it gets even weirder than this. This from Calcio Mercato saying that Allegri made a request to the management to retain Ealing Jr. And when I saw that story, I was like, it's too easy. I need to talk about it, but it's too easy because a couple of weeks ago, the same sources were saying he's gone. He's not going to play. Allegri is not really sold on him. And at the start of the summer, it was Cherubini. Giuntoli came in and said, no, we're not selling Ili Jr. And everybody was hyped. And Kostic was on the transfer. Like, it's been a roller coaster when it comes to news with Kostic and Junior. And now, again, I think it's very easy to make that news story up. There are reports that we're in talks for 28. He scored a goal. He took off Kostic, and the news is like, hey, he told Juve not to sell Junior. Like, I think the club needed to tell Allegri, we're not selling Junior mid-season. You know, we're just not going to do it because you need him. Like, you need him. Like, Kostic's not performing. You need Ealing Jr. Even if Ealing Jr. is not going to perform to world class or whatever level, like, Kostic is not doing it. So you actually have no other option at this moment in time, I guess. Let's see. You know, we play today. Like, going off the latest reports as well, Kostic is about to start as well. And if he doesn't start, if it's Junior, then Kostic is going to start against Sassuolo. So let's see how that will go. But yeah, that's the news. Allegri wants to keep Junior, and maybe he didn't maybe he was never of the mindset of I want to sell Junior. By the way, however, I do find this very coincidence, all these news stories. But let's see. And it gets weirder because I will wrap up the show with this one from Mirko Di Natale saying Juve has been presented with the opportunity to acquire Jordan Henderson, but indications suggest that the Italian club is currently not expressing interest in securing services of the English midfielder. When I saw that, I was at work and I started laughing and people were watching and I was like, yeah, I just read something funny. Yeah, I think it's obvious why we don't want Henderson. I'm still like, he's the ultimate passion player. And yes, he fitted that club system, but man, oh boy, that's just not a player you want to sign as a club. You know, that's Padawin with more abilities. I'm disrespecting him because he did play a lot of games, but like, he's a player that just like fitted Klopp and what the team was doing with the high press and all those things, and it was good. But if you take him out of that Liverpool team and look at the England games, you're looking at Henderson, you're like, what the F is he offering? Like, what is he doing out there? Like, yes, obviously you're not interested in Jordan Henderson. I couldn't believe that he was offered. Like, agents offered everybody, but when I read it, I was like, I cannot believe what I just read. So that's that. Goal for this video. What did I say? 85 or 75? Let's make it 85. So hit that like button. We play. We need to win. Hopefully we'll win. I'll do my match reaction because if we don't win, it's an absolute disaster. First of all, for Allegri, because he is like hype space coach, needs to win, but also for the players. Like, and with the teams in the Coppa Italia still, this is like, you cannot miss. So we will talk about that later tonight after the game. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in a couple of hours. Ciao.